Full time for USA versus Australia in the Women's World Cup. Absolutely exceptional game. It's a draw, 31-31. The Eagles tied the Wallaroos, and I know I'm new to women's rugby, but this was the best match that I've seen the women play. It was tooth and nail the entire way. Australia had the advantage in the first half. Second half, the Eagles came out and put it on them, and it was just like it was a fight back and forth, the entire match all the way to the end. And my standout players from the Australian side, Desiree Miller, she's absolutely exceptional. That wing that they have, I believe she had 2 tries. She's an incredibly dynamic and strong and fast player. I just like how she plays the game and she has an energy about her. For the Eagles side, my standout players, Alona Mar, absolutely brilliant today. She did an exceptional job creating 3 massive turnovers in big critical moments of the match. Tafuna, 2 massive tries. She's powerful, man. She is a powerhouse, absolutely incredible player, just exceptional. And seriously, with that big try to bring the Eagles ahead of Australia at that point. But I really enjoyed this match from beginning to end. I was like, I'm sitting there like white knucklers, man. I was sitting there nervous, want my Eagles to win, and they played far beyond my expectation. I'm grateful and I'm thankful that the Eagles made me wrong on my prediction. I'm glad that they made me wrong because they just give me so much just pride in the way they played. They were absolutely fearless. Their attack was exceptional. They did a great job on defense. The only lacking area I feel for the Eagles this match was their handling errors, and that's what essentially cost them the match, were the handling errors. Because once the Eagles got on their front foot and they had that momentum, they were more dominant in the maul. They were more dominant in the scrum. Their lineouts were better than Australia. Overall, I feel that the Eagles were a much better team than the Wallaroos. It just so happened the Wallaroos had bigger, more explosive plays and bigger line breaks, where the Eagles were a lot stronger, more powerful, like grind you down every meter by meter by meter, and getting to the finish line or getting to score. And I just think the Eagles were the better team today, and that surprised me because I thought Australia would have been the more dominant side. But Australia, I think from an attacking side, they had less of an attack. And I mean, we can look at the stats and all that stuff, but their attack wasn't as dynamic as the Eagle side. They just had bigger line breaks, so they would get out the ball out wide, and then they would just get chop up so many meters with like Miller breaking like a 30 or 40 meter run. And the Eagles were more just put together longer phases, longer set pieces. And what surprised me was the Australian side. Their lineouts um, weren't too crisp today. I was surprised to see that. And also, what surprised me as well is that Australia they failed, or they didn't fail. They chose not to contest the American lineouts when they were happening, and I thought that was an odd choice because as the game progressed, it became clear and evident, at least in my eyes. And I want to hear your thoughts on this, Crew, but the Eagles' maul was just so much more dominant today. They were driving meters. Like, I think at one point they were on the right side of the pitch, and within like a few seconds, the Eagles already chopped 10 to 15 meters to get within the 5 meter entry, and that was just like it. It was prevalent through the entire match where the Eagles just they were more. I would say the word that's coming to mind is tenacious, but they were stronger. I feel in those moments of the game, especially when you get that the forwards neck and neck. The American forwards were way more powerful than the Australian forwards, but the Australian backs reigned supreme over the entire match as far as better than the American side. I think on the American side, our backs aren't quite as fast and fleet of foot from what I was noticing. Like they looked clunky when they're making their steps and just not fast enough to get the line break. But like when I saw the Wallaroos and specifically that what's her name, Desiree Miller, when I saw her get the ball in hand, she just was so light on her feet and fast, like lightning fast, and but she was also very powerful when she ran as well. Like they couldn't get her down with a single tackle, like just from the 2 tries that I can remember her having. Um, she broke past the first tackle and just got the try because she's very powerful. She's built so tight and she's compact, but she's fast, quick, and powerful. And she was able just to break through and I mentioned it. Tafuno to me was the player of the woman of the match for me, as well as like Alona Mara, because Alona Mara's defensive ability today and her prowess today was exceptional. She created three massive turnovers, and the woman of the match for the Australian side to me was Desiree Miller, because I just think she was just so dynamic with her play. And yeah, so I think from like a power standpoint, the American forwards are a lot stronger, but from the backs perspective, the Australian backs are much faster and they're more free flowing from what I could see. Like American side was more grindy and like wear you down with strength, and the Australian side is more just like big plays and just huge line breaks, and they just have the ability to shake you off a little bit more from what I've seen. But I'm very proud of the Eagles today. The match ended 31-31, and I'm grateful that I watched this match. It was probably the most beautiful exhibition. Not even, it's not an exhibition, but the most beautiful game of rugby I've seen from the women's side. And I know I'm new to the game, and I know there's been some great World Cup games between like England and New Zealand and stuff like that. But from what I've seen, my first exposure to it, one of the best games I see. Very competitive, well played by both sides. I think America gave themselves a chance with this draw, playing Samoa next week, to still get to the quarterfinals. It's going to be a long shot because it's going to come from the point differences, but they did a great job getting into bonus today and getting points on the board, and keeping their quarterfinal hopes alive. So hopefully, I pray that the Eagles can make me wrong, make my predictions wrong, and make it to the quarterfinals. That would be absolutely monumental for our nation. And man, just an exceptional match. So congratulations to the Australian women, the Wallaroos, and congratulations to the USA Eagles. Be proud of yourself. This was an exceptional match, sold out stadium in York, and it's just so beautiful to see the attention that these women are bringing in the world of rugby, and the I would say the celebration that they're getting, the backing that they're getting from the community. People are showing up in world record numbers. Full, like they said on the match, there was full attendance, sold out stadium over there. So they're getting the attention, and they're getting the support is the word I'm looking for, and it's beautiful to see. And I can't wait to see how the rest of this weekend plays itself out. But that's just a match I had to highlight for the weekend. What are your thoughts, Qrew? I want to know them. And yeah, that'll do it for this video. I love you. I appreciate you. If you like this one, drop a like. If you want to see more like this, please let me know. Subscribe. And our descriptions below, drop into the QSN Rugby Collective on skool.com/rugby, where we have these conversations and more, and build up our friendship, Qrew. But that'll do it for this video. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and we'll catch you on the next one. All right. Love you. Always stay laser focused on your dreams and your vision. Remember, you're in control. Peace.